Hello, hello,
Hey,
hello.
okay, we are here.
We are here
And this is the messy middle.
with Jeanette and Allison.
That's so funny. Okay, so we're here, week 2, messy middle. We have thrown it out there that we're just going to come in and chat weekly, decided last week. And we're going to talk about what's working, what's not working, and kind of how we're moving through things and what we're doing in this messy middle part of our business. So if you did not see last week's, go watch it if you want, or not.
Yeah, or not.
Either way.
This is the new update, so you can whatever.
Yeah, you can get the latest update. And this is mainly about what we're doing. And if you can take any pieces from this, great. But this is not meant to teach you something. This is not meant to stand on our pedestal and show you all the great things we're doing. This is literally just what we're going through right now. This is a sisterhood chat. If you want to come in and join us, please.
Real life, all the messy pieces. It is what it is. You know, this is the Hot Mess Express has been in town for way too long. And so we're just going to talk about it.
And then we're going to move through it, which is like, instead of ignoring it.
We're going to stop pretending that it's not there.
Which works. So we are going to talk about what's working, what's not, and how we're moving forward. So what's working, the movement that we've created, the movement that we have been talking about, and what we feel passionate about. And I feel like this is something that works so well for us because it's something that we are personally striving towards as well. It's like that is our version of excellence that we can strive towards. And it's not just something that we are on a platform talking about. So I think that helps us continue to strive and grow, which is what we're all about. And also, we can create that community. So that's how I feel about movement.
And also, I feel like I've learned a ton of information from a bunch of people, and I can tell you what the industry says you should do.
Yeah.
But you know what? Some of that doesn't work for us. Mm-hmm. So I would rather tell you like our real experience for whatever it is, and just be like, look, this is how we had it going, where we are now. And hopefully you can say, okay, I want to do that, or I don't want to do that because this is their experience. Yeah. Learn from our experience. We spent way too much money. I'm not going to give you a number on education, and it's not painted out like I thought it was. It's not like a $1 transformation. It's not that.
It's not at all.
Not that.
Which is a good experience for us to have too, right? Because we have this experience and can share it with you all, and also can learn from it moving forward. And we can change our expectations moving forward as well. So I think, for sure. The biggest thing for me is really just embodying and living the movement.
Which is why I love being able to be like, no, this doesn't work. I am unapologetically me. This is what's going to happen. This is how it is. Yeah. And I'm going to keep going because I can't stop. I've come too far. I am out in the wilderness of entrepreneurship, and I'm not going back to a 9-to-5. It's too much. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I have been feeling that as well. And for my husband too. So JD is full-time entrepreneur now, which is just wild to be. But the thoughts of like, do I continue down this path? Not really. Like, they've come up, we've thought about them. We weren't actually thinking about switching off of the path, but they've come up for him. And he's like, no, I can never go back now, which is so funny. I feel like that's how everybody feels. Okay, so another thing that's working is the podcast. Just like even deeper, more personal dive into the lived experiences, specifically in this realm of movement, but like burnout and comparison and life and business and boundaries, like all of the things, the deep messages and stories for those.
And I love just sharing them because it's just my lived experience.
Yeah.
That's easy. That's easy for me. And well, I will say starting off being vulnerable was kind of hard, but now it's just like walking naked and being like, this is my body. It is what it is. Y'all just gonna see all the pieces, the rolls and all, girl. Like,
Yeah. Up in your head at first, and then it's just, it is what it is.
it is
Here
what
I
it
am.
is. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, yeah. I love that. And more info to come on the podcast. I feel like there's some things brewing that we'll let you know about later.
Something's gonna change with it, and I'm so excited, but I can't tell you yet.
I know, it's so excited. Okay, there's lots of new things coming, which we'll talk about. So hey, actually, SuperFan number. I'd love to talk about SuperFan number,
Yes.
but I did not pull up the link to the podcast episode. I know that it's $2.99, I believe. But I did not get the link. So we'll share that link in the podcast, but we want to tell you about what a SuperFan number is. We did not come up with this. This is not our podcast.
This is not ours
share with
at
you.
Not at all.
But it has changed the way that we see things and has been so helpful. There is a level of like, oh, that's where I'm actually at. Like, I can't pretend that we're anywhere else. Like, that's where we're at. But knowing that and like accepting it and moving forward in that way has been invigorating. I don't know. What is that other word? It's not invigorating. It's
more like, for me, like a revelation. It's like truth telling, like, okay, this is what it is.
Mhm.
I think when we had different offers, our number was still similar, however, what we were doing was different and how we were doing it was different. So like, okay, basically what your SuperFan number is, like all these different types of metrics on where you're like who's how many followers you have, how many people are watching your stories, and what you're offering and how much it's worth, and podcast listens or blog, whatever it is, whatever your long-term media is, and then putting it all into this formula to basically say, based on this SuperFan number, you should be getting XYZ number of sales and an average of this number. Based on your offering and based on how many your SuperFans you have.
Yes.
I think it was really eye-opening in my mind to see that number.
For sure. And I feel like this, so it's not just I have this many followers or I have this many people subscribed to my email list. It's what is your open rate? Put that into the like the ratio, whatever it is. How many people are actually watching your stories, not just liking a post or whatever? Like, how many people are actually liking your stories? How many people are actually listening to the podcast? And figuring out those numbers, because the other numbers can just be, I don't know, fake excitement. There's better words for that, but that's what it feels
Vanity
like.
metric.
Oh, we got more followers, but then if they never look at your page again, if they never contact you, if they're never even looking at what you're doing, then it doesn't matter. None of that matters.
It doesn't at all.
This has been really cool. Link in the comments. And yeah, highly suggest taking a look at this. I think I'll do a post either later this week or next week about it and ask your guys' thoughts and opinions, because we love it. But we'd love to know what you think too.
Or what your number is, if you want to share that with us, because I thought that was really interesting to see. And she said that basically in the podcast, which we're linking, it basically says that like, it was almost every single time that she pulled her number, it was like accurate to her sales and what she's doing. So she was like basically saying, if you are selling something, this is how you should be selling it. And it should be on point. Which is something I'd never heard of before. And I was like, oh, that's smart. That's smart. Because everybody's like, oh, this is what you should charge. This is like, it's always a money thing that people aren't really talking about, or how like followers convert to money. And she did. And I thought it was amazing.
She actually did it, which is cool. And the fact that it is consistently right. Yes. Not, the algorithm changes and then you have to change your whole formula or whatever. Algorithm changes, you still go off of the same formula and you still have this, like, it's not the same number, your number can change, but you will still get the same result, and that is likely to be your result. So yeah, okay, cool. I'm excited to talk about that more. That's what I feel like is working.
Yes, for sure. For sure is working.
And okay, one more thing. Giving ourselves time and space. I know we've talked about this, but I'm just gonna like throw it in a little bit more. giving ourselves time and space to just allow things to come to us, to allow creativity to just flow, to allow things that we haven't thought about or talked about in over a year and a half to come to fruition and decide to do it. Like, how would we have even thought of anything if we didn't give ourselves the time and space? So I
Yes.
am a type A. I need my list and I go off of my list. And when my list is done, then I move on to something else. And that is not giving myself time and space for like creativity to flow. And when Jeanette used to talk about, I just need space to let things in. And I was like, what are you talking about? I love you. Yes, have all the space you need. And I don't need space. I need my list. I need to complete my list. And so when I started to actually allow the time, I've become more productive. I've become happier, actually. I've become just a lot in the right direction, giving myself something that I thought that I shouldn't give myself, or that wouldn't be productive, or that wouldn't be good. I don't know.
I was talking to Austin last night, and he was talking about doing a marathon in Tahiti for our anniversary. First of all, I don't run, but he sounds great. So like, that sounds great. And I was like, that still doesn't sound like a vacation though. Like doing a marathon. No, nothing here. But like, just thinking of like, even having the space to dream, because I used to shut him down like automatically if he mentioned like doing something, having vacation. I'm like, I'm done. I can't listen to this. We've got X, Y, and Z to do. We've got all this to do. I can't listen to that. I can't dream with you. I'm sorry. I can't. And it feels good. I was watching, what was I watching this weekend? We Bought a Zoo. And the guy's wife died, and then he bought a zoo and took all his family in it. And they were just living life and loving the life that they were living. I want that. I want to love the life that I live. I don't want to have to work and then possibly get it if I'm old enough or not.
I feel like we're taught to enjoy it later. Work now, enjoy it later. Work now, enjoy it later. Work now, save up all your money, enjoy it later. And I think millennials in general are just like changing this.
Yeah, but I don't have time for that.
But yeah, just bringing to my attention, your attention, anyone's attention, that you can allow space and be happier and be more productive. Just your weekly reminder. Because I'll probably say it next week.
Yes. I think that I need the reminder too sometimes. So that's good.
Yeah,
for sure. Keep reminding me.
Okay. What's not working? We have officially decided, which this was very scary to decide, let me tell you, that we are not going to be launching every single second of every single day because it's
I take
so bad. And this is not working, right? So number one, I'm not working, launching all the time. And things that came up for us emotionally were, well, then how are we going to make money? And how are we going to, like, all of the, well, then what are we going to do if you're not launching? One of the things that came up for me that I was like, Jeanette, don't feel this. I was like, if we're not launching, it doesn't mean that we're not real business owners. Like it goes that deep for me to where it's like, if we're not launching, what are we really doing? What are we really doing here if we're not launching? So there was a lot of emotions and shifts in our mindset, I would say. To overcome this and truly decide. It was like this decision that we made, but we're like, but let's not tell anyone yet, because if we want to decide to launch something, let's still do it.
Right.
Just not tell anyone. And then Jeanette said, we're telling people we're not launching.
We're not launching. All we're doing for the next, we said until the new year.
For sure, until the new year. Yeah. Yeah.
The goal is 6 months, but at least until the new year. Okay.
We're getting there. Hey, in a few weeks in the messy middle, maybe you guys will hear that we are there and we won't launch for that long, but we'll see.
So I just like, at this point, I'm like, every time we try and make it work, it doesn't work. Yeah. So if we just relax and like really do those things of like just going out and serving, like just telling people what's happening, just give whatever we have, which apparently is not launching. Launching is not. then everything should fall in better place and we'll see things more clearly, because when we're in launch, it's just like, I don't see anything except for the things that aren't getting done, the timeline. I get stressed out and I hate everybody on the team. I'm like, nobody's supporting me. Everybody sucks. Why can't they work faster?
It did happen recently, but that was also like a realization, right? Of, wait, this is not working. We don't like this. What's happening here? How can we dive deeper? And we thought that we were doing it the way that we wanted to. Let's make that very clear. We had so
pared down so much.
Oh yeah, so much, but it was still not what we wanted. So this actually kind of leads into the next thing that I was thinking. And what's not working is creating bomb ass programs that nobody knows that they want. Like that
rips my soul out.
Working. Yes. Yeah. So I think that's also like a break. We're taking a break from launching. We're taking a break from, well, when creativity sparks, we still create something, but like taking a break from all of that creation, just like letting it all settle down.
And it feels good. Feels good to just, I was thinking, like Allison the other day said something about like the lottery was so big and like what would we change in our business and all this stuff. And I was like, if money wasn't attached to this at all, I would just make a lot of friends and help them when I could. Just make friends. Like, so I'm just going to do that. And if you want to get on a call with us and like do the 2-on-1, we can give you Allison's really good at holding space for coaching. And I'm really good at like creating things out of what seems like there's no solution. So like we come it's so good because she can pull out all the pieces from you and I can start putting them into place and be like, well, you could do it like this, or you could do it like this based on who you are. And that feels good to us. And I hope it feels good to you, because we just want the best for you based on what you want, not what they say. But because I know so much about how they say it could work, I have 15 million ideas.
Yeah. Okay. And also something that's not working is comparing ourselves to other businesses, seeing what they're doing and then trying to do it whatever way they're trying to do it. And that has never worked, but it still comes up for us. Like, let's be honest, it still comes up for us. We're like, oh, well, what is this person doing? Or where are their prices at? Or like, you just kind of want, it's a natural thing to want to compare. And I'm not saying it's bad, but it can be harmful. And it's not working for us comparing to any other businesses around us, because it has been harmful for us. It doesn't feel good. And I think there's a time and place to see where other people are doing things and what they're doing. And right now, in our messy middle, in our business, it doesn't feel like the time and place.
No. And even if we do it for good, like let me just do some research and see what they're doing. So I can, it still does not.
It still isn't feeling good right now. Yeah. Yeah. So how we are moving forward is continuing to embody and just be the best people that we know that we can be. There's a lot of information that I feel like I know, and I think that you're the same way, where I know it. I know what's best for me. I think everybody can relate to this, but I know what's best for me, and I haven't fully embodied it. There's a difference between knowing it and embodying it. And that is and has been a primary focus for us recently, of just embodying the best person we can be.
I think that that's the scary part too, because it stretches you straight up. It stretches you. Like, you know how to lose weight, you know how to count calories, you know how to eat the right foods.
Yeah. That's what came to my mind too.
But you still don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I could do this, but it means I have to change. I have to change what I am right now. And maybe some people won't want to eat dinner with me anymore because I'm only eating rice and chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I don't know what I was just reading or listening to, but it was talking about habits, which then reminded me that we read a habits book around the new year, end of the year, new year, every single year. And I forgot. So I'm going to ramp up to read that book, and maybe that can be the book of the month. We've talked about doing a book club for so long in here, you guys. We've done a few months and then that was it because we were too busy with other to-do list items. Maybe we do a book for this month. Next month.
Next month. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, embodying and living up to our fullest potential is how we're moving forward. We are continuing to the Google thinks I'm talking to it. We are going to continue to share our life experiences and what we're doing to be able to just serve others, share our life experiences, business experiences, like whatever it is.
All the things.
Community, sisterhood, everything.
Yes.
And I think because we love deep connection, everybody loves deep connection. I feel like that's just a human thing. We're a herd mentality type people.
Yeah.
But
right.
Our only offer from here on out is going to be our Evolve call, our 2-on-1. You were just talking about it. And that deep connection that we truly desire.
Yeah.
If that's what we desire, that's what we're going to offer. And that's how we're going to help.
Even if you just want to jump on a coffee chat with us and hang out for 30 minutes, I'm down for that too.
Yeah. Cool. We can leave the links to Evolve call and coffee chat in the comments as well for you. There's one more thing on how we're moving forward, and I don't know like how much to share. I feel like sister to sisters, I want to share something, but I just don't know how much to share. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I feel like we can share.
Guys, we're writing a book. That's it. That's the thing. We're writing a book. But I can't tell you anything else.
What's happening?
But it just came out. I can't, sorry. It's just, we're writing a book.
Okay, so some behind the scenes, like getting it together, things have to happen first. And then we'll tell you all of the details, all of the down low, all the things. And I'm so freaking excited. If any of you guys have written books, please comment, let us know your thoughts. If you want to share anything with us, please share. Yeah, tell us all the things. We'd love to hop on a call with you. Oh man. And we're so freaking excited about it. This was the thing that we were talking about that was talked about a year and a half ago. And if we wouldn't have given ourselves the space to think about it, that it would have never come back up.
Never, ever, ever, ever. Sorry for my hiccup. Sorry about that. But yes, I'm very excited.
That's it.
I'm very excited. And that's it. That's it.
That's our messy middle for today.
Yes.
For this week.
Please share yours. I'm going to write down the points as well and put them in the chat because I would love to hear what your messy middle is, what's working, what's not working, and how you're moving forward.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're out of the messy middle, if you feel like you're just going into it, like wherever you feel you're at, let us know.
Yeah.
I always want to know. Okay. Love you. See you later.
All right. All right.
Okay.